My name is Brittany Ireland, and I'll be doing my case on Minton versus Dignity Health. Evan Minton is a 35-year-old male. He resides in California, and this whole case began when he had a medical procedure that was scheduled at Mercy San Juan Medical Center in California. So the event that happened was Minton was scheduled for a hysterectomy in August of 2019. 2 days prior to the surgery, his nurse from the case had called him to go over last-minute paperwork, instructions, and registration details. And then in this conversation with the nurse, Minton mentioned to her that he was a transgender male. And then after they hung up, the very next day, the hospital called Minton to tell him that his procedure had been canceled and that he was not able to get that done at that hospital. And Dignity Health performs multiple hysterectomies regularly on any female. And then his doctor that works at Mercy San Juan Medical said that this was the first time the hospital has prevented her from doing this surgery, and it was very clear that the surgery was canceled because Minton is transgender. Mercy's president, Ivy, informed Minton's doctor, Dr. Dawson, that she would never have been able to be allowed to perform that hysterectomy at Mercy because it was part of a course of treatment for Minton's gender dysphoria as opposed to any other medical diagnosis. Then Ivy had suggested to Dr. Dawson that Minton should get the procedure done at a different hospital. So they were able to get Dawson emergency admitting privileges at a hospital nearby. It was like 30 minutes away, and he was able to do the procedure for Minton at that hospital. Dignity Health is the 5th largest healthcare system in the country, and it's the largest hospital provider in California, with 29 hospitals across the state. So Minton went forth and filed a lawsuit against them for withholding medical care because of a patient's gender identity. And this is a sex discrimination in violation of California's Unrest Civil Rights Act. And then Minton's original claim was denied by California Supreme Court. Minton fought this decision, and the California Court of Appeals ruled in his favor in 2019 with the decision that the hospital's right to religious freedom did not override the patient's right to care. Dignity Health appealed this decision by saying that compelling Mercy to commit sin violated its constitutional rights, and them refusing Minton's care that was treatment for his gender dysphoria was not sex discrimination against transgender people. This appeal got rejected by the courts, and after this appeal was rejected, the hospital attempted to take the case to the nation's highest bench, which is called SCOTUS. They decided not to hear the case, resulting in Minton winning this case. Why did I choose this case and my personal thoughts? I chose this case because I believe it is a great example of how we can improve our healthcare system and how in this instance they failed Minton. They could have done so much better. The patient care was not provided. Our society today has come a long way than it has in the past, and I believe it is very crucial that every person is treated the same. Their race, sexual orientation, gender, ethnicity, all of that, none of it should matter, and those elements should never be used against a patient in regards to their medical treatments. So I definitely agree with how this case turned out, I think Minton deserved to win it, and that he never should have even had to go through that at all. Those are my references.